Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die. They stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for support if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die. They stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for support if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye.
So there's some people who, if you find out what their birth sign is and they're born the year of the tiger, that's, to me, in my opinion, I have to still research other signs in the Chinese zodiac that may be powerful. But what stood out to me was definitely the people who were born the year of the tiger and the dragon. And I always say to those people out there, if they're a good person, I feel in my heart, I'm a genuinely good person overall. And I feel people out there, I've been told this before, take advantage of me. Or if you've heard, take my kindness for weakness. And sometimes I don't know how to say no, maybe when it comes to my job. And I studied this in dating psychology too. They said, and you may not understand this, that men who are beta males, believe it or not, try to avoid confrontation. When they say confrontation is an alpha male trait. But some women think alpha males, they confuse it with being a rude boy or jerk. And I was telling a friend of mine, true alpha male is not a rude boy or jerk. It may have been rephrased as a high value male, but the true definition, how I studied it, a rude boy and jerk actually has elements of a beta male. They're just portraying themselves to be an alpha male. They're using what's called bravado, but they have not naturally, inherently, part of their inner game or inner skill are naturally confident. They may hide it. Some guys have the personality where they're good comedians and they still have insecurities where they're able to masquerade those insecurities through their comedic abilities, through comedy. And you may say, how do I know this? Well, I've talked to people who are naturally funny. I won't go into the details of how I know, but there's ways you can tell. Someone, you may have lived with or stay with, let's say former roommates, etc. But you knew they had natural gifts in certain areas. And I say, hey, man, why don't you do stand-up comedy? But when there would be a lot of people come around, they would be the life of the room. And we were happy. We had some guests some years ago, and they kept the conversation going. They were, everybody had a good time because of them, but they shy away from it at times. One of their weaknesses, but they just don't want to do stand-up. That's an example of their weakness. But I say, man, I wish I was that funny or I could put things together that well. So this is one of the ways you can tell someone is on assignment if they're having not only success, their predictions, their prophecies are coming to pass. Whatever they're teaching is manifesting. People are seeing results. Or you find out what their birth date is and they're born the year of the dragon, or they're born the year of the tiger. And then you may find out their Western chart as well, and you find out what their sign is. And I found out in the Eastern zodiac, the sign of the rat, by the way, just like the rat may be associated, people, when they think of rodents, they think of them as, they're like the cleanup crew in nature. So people think of them as, of course, disgusting, despicable. But some people who are born in the year of the rat have uncanny ability to pick things apart, to be workhorses. So in real life, they have amazing skill sets. They can be good at being mechanics or because a rat is thrifty, or a mouse. They're good at, they at finding tunnels or burrows, or like squirrels. Some of these animals too are related. Like the rabbit is associated with the cat, and the boar is associated with the pig. So there's variations where some animals are similar. So the rat actually has skill sets you have to look up with the strengths and weaknesses. But all these different signs have strengths and weaknesses, and they also have elements associated. Where if you were has either earth or wood based on the timeline that you were born, and that would depend on the decade. Going back in the early 1900s, you have to look up. You have wood, you have fire, and I found out if someone is a fire in the Eastern chart, like for me, I'm an earth sheep. But if someone is, and anytime, let's say there's a sign in the animal sign that's different, but you have the same element, I found out you have something in common. So if you're an earth in the Chinese zodiac, or you're a fire sign, but you notice someone, let's say, is a fire dragon, and somebody is a fire dog, or was born in the year of the fire rat, or rabbit, or the rabbit element that was associated with fire, then they're going to have something in common that deals with fire. That's how in depth this goes. It goes more, and then when you learn how they interact, how the different elements interact with each other. Give an example. I know in the Western chart, a friend of mine, my friend of my mentor mentioned some years ago, your spouse, they were saying at the time, in some instances, should be able to balance you out. So if you marry, let's say there's a man, he's an earth sign, he may be able to ground or be good at grounding a woman who's a fire sign. But fire can also overtake earth, or can explode when you put the elements together. Or another example is water can put out fire, or vice versa. So somebody is a water sign, that person can put the other person out, but sometimes fire can heat up water, and where it can boil. That other person can make that person mad or angry. So you have to know, that's why it's important, but compatibility is the key. Remember, if you put a key, physical key, into any lock, it has to, in order for that lock to open, it has to be compatible. This is a secret to keep things so simple and mundane. So the key overall is compatibility, and the way you find out the high level of compatibility, I'm giving you all a powerful secret, high level game, is research and study who you're most compatible with, and seek those people out. Those are the good people, or the people that you're going to have the universe, more likely than not, you're going to increase the odds, the chances. And a lot of the women that find a liking to me, it's amazing. I find it not to be a coincidence that the women I've befriended, or I don't know what it is they see in me, but I explain this to them, a couple that I've talked to, and we both had compatibilities in the Eastern chart. And both of them at the time didn't even know it. They knew about the Western chart, but one of them stated that we feng shui well together, or whatever. One lady I was compatible with, because they say I'm compatible with Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is our fire sign. Aquarius is an air sign, but even though Aquarius has air, they say water is within air. So air can put out, fire. There's water within air, and fire can also can feed air oxygen and make fire combustible too. But it's important to get, like I said, get a analysis. But we were compatible in the Western chart over here, where she was a Sagittarius, and then we were compatible in our Eastern chart. And I think she was born the year 1983 as well, as when I dated, for example, the pastor's daughter some years ago. His name I'm not saying, but another woman that I had met. And there's different timelines. I'm compatible with women born within a certain time period in the year of 1987. But on top of that, if we're also compatible in our Western chart, that means we have a good plausible chance of being twin flames or potential soulmates. And in my opinion, I believe you have more than one soulmate. So that's my time, you guys. I wanted to say these are some of the ways you can find out or help you evaluate and assess whether or not someone is on assignment prophetically. Find out as much as you can from that person. But it was not a coincidence to me when I found out that this individual that's a radio talk show host, that he is a polarizing figure amongst some, but he is well liked amongst many. But there's a saying that no one is universally loved, because they say even Martin Luther King, as much as he was beloved, rest in peace to, he just had a birthday holiday recently. They say he was also hated by many, unfortunately. So you're not going to always, no matter how likable of a person, you always understand you're always going to have haters out there. But it may depend. But one of the things, this is just from my assessment, this is ways to tell if someone is on assignment. And I looked this person's sign up and I said, wow, they were born the year of the tiger. And I said, that's why they have the skill set they have. And it's amazing. They also, what they do share the same sign as me. They're Aquarius in the Western chart. But the skill set I don't have, why I actually put them above me, I said, that's why they have the fire that they do. Because the tiger, in some instances, tigers can kill, can overtake lions. By the way, tiger is a very powerful science and apex predator. And in my opinion, the tiger are the lions or the Leos of the Chinese zodiac. But some would say, well, argue the dragons are, and that is arguable, debatable as well between the dragons and tigers. And I think, generally speaking, dragons and tigers, since they're both like the apex predators of that sign, they can bump heads potentially, because they're like, would be like the alpha males, or the top dogs of two elite teams going against each other. But one of the keys is to learn your compatibility, and it took some time before my friend, because with dragons, by the way, like say female dragons, I have a 60% compatibility with. I looked up my younger brother and my younger sister, by the way. My younger sister, I found out, we're about 10 years apart. She was born the year of the dragon before it went into, I think, the year of the rabbit, based on her birthday timeline. I looked up, so she's a dragon. I said, that explains it. My younger brother is a tiger. And I said, that explains it. By the way, some things. And I'm the earth sheep. I didn't like to be the earth sheep. I wanted to be a tiger or a dragon. But hey, you have to go with what the universe gives you. But that's the secret right there. That's one of the secrets. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought. And I'm going to get to the comment. Oh, I see some of you all are in the comment section. I'm going to read these comments. Says, Ja Ray says, Dorsey, the dragon in Western astrology is the Aries. The Aries is actually the ram, but the goat. And that's actually what in my science interesting. In the Chinese zodiac, I'm the earth sheep. And that's what my friend, he also showed me it goes in depth, where it deals with your organs as well, can deal with your health. You actually have, and this was amazing when I found out, the Chinese medicine I admire is amazing. I think, in my opinion, it's superior than Western medicine. And the reason I will put it above Western medicine is Western medicine has been compromised by the elites. But Eastern medicine, especially acupuncture, which I haven't had the ability, it's expensive, is superior. Eastern medicine, in my opinion, just giving my opinion, and there's a diet that comes with it. And it's amazing. My friend showed me what weaknesses I had in certain organs of my body. So he was able to help heal me, not only along with the health coach he recommended when I got really sick a couple years ago. Big shout out to, by the way, the health coach he recommended, but he also did a chart that had what foods I was supposed to eat, which foods I wasn't. And it was highly accurate. It said I was only supposed to have a little bit of coffee. And one of the reasons I got sick, because coffee's bad for your gut health too, by the way. But it said it has like a predetermined, when you get into the Eastern chart, I think Western chart may have something like that, but to make it more powerful, if you learn what your blood type is, I have to have that done down the road, so I'll know for sure, so I can home in on what is most compatible, and you become in more harmony with yourself, and more harmonious, because your food is supposed to love on you. That's why the powers that be have corrupted the medical establishment, the food industry, pharmaceutical industry, big pharma. They don't want us to know some of these things. But in actuality, no, that isn't true from what I understand, Jare. And I'm just now getting to your comment. The dragon in Western astrology doesn't have a dragon. At least that I know. The ram, which is the goat, is referred to as, the goat is also referred to as the sheep. The sheep. Now, the little bit of connection that I do know of in my Western chart, my midheaven, which this gets in a more in-depth analysis, gets into other stuff. I found out my midheaven is in Aries. I was amazed by it when I found that out. But no, the Western chart is still different. Now, it does have some signs. I think a couple things that are similar from what I remember. They each have a ram or form of a goat. Like in the Eastern chart, it would be the goat or the ram, and the Western chart is the Aries. By the way, it says Jare says Tiger is an Aquarius under Western astrology. Okay, interesting. And there's also a lunar and solar in the Eastern astrology as well. I found out, just like the West, a lot of people may just go by one. Like I said, your ascendant rising sign is just as important as your sun sign. Your sun sign deals with your character. Your ascendant rising deals with your personality. There's two are different, and you need to know what your moon is in. Your moon, like what part when you were born. If you're dealing with your Western chart, that's important. And when you find out, this gives you more better in-depth analysis. Mary A. Saunders says, "Hello, Mr. Dorsey. Greetings to you, Mary. Thank you for joining." Jare says, "Rat in Western astrology is a Sagittarius." Huh. Maybe they have something that's like a supposed to be a comparison. Someone says sheep is a Cancer in Western astrology. Okay. Jare says too much is bad. Yep, that can be. Jare says that's true. Okay, very interesting. So I didn't know about the comparisons in that regard. I do know in the Western astrology, each sign has an opposite. By the way, I think, don't quote me, I know in the Western chart, Leo is opposite of Aquarius. I think Scorpio, was I wrong? I may have been wrong. Scorpio is supposed to be the opposite of Taurus, I believe. I'm trying to remember what's the opposite of Cancer. I used to know all of them off the top of the head, but I can't really think right now. But each sign I found out has an opposite. And in the Western chart over here, each sign also has a negative and positive. Just like think on your battery of your car, negative and positive. I found out my mentor, sensei, that trained me some years ago, taught me your body gives off a negative and positive charge, by the way. So each sign also has a negative and positive charge to it. These are other things that goes part of your more in-depth analysis, just dealing with your Western astrology, by the way. Eastern part, I haven't got that in depth yet, certain elements, certain regards, but what I do know about the Western chart, each sign has an opposite, and each sign gives off a negative or positive charge. Like I know Aquarius is a positive, Cancer is a negative, and there's reasons between the two. Just like there's the purpose that your positive or your negative part of your battery serves the purpose of your car battery. Well, that said a mouthful, guys. This was, I know, a philosophical video. I went very esoteric. Ja2 says right. He says, Ja Ray says Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio. Okay, yep. Well, you confirmed it. That's what I said earlier. Yep, because that's why my friend told my mentor told me at the time why he kind of bumped heads with his son when I told him about it. And I said, because my mentor he was a Taurus in his Western chart, and his son was a Scorpio in the Western chart. And he said maybe that's why I bumped heads when I told him. He immediately picked up on it. But we had some things in common. Now the Eastern chart, he was the year of the horse. By the way, and I said no wonder he's a workhorse. Well, you get the term horsepower. I said, man, every time he's very active, he's like a jack of all trades. And I say, well, you get the term workhorse, all of a sudden, and I apply that to him, and I said, hey, this stuff is really accurate. And my friend, this is somebody I've known for a very long time, and he's like knows how to. He's mastered a lot of different disciplines. It's amazing. Knows how to work on cars, do electrical work, drywall, build houses. It's multi-talented. And I say he's a workhorse. Associate. You guys have heard that quote before. But he literally was born in his zodiac. Now, I don't know which element, because keep in mind, and to get more in depth, it could be the wood horse, the fire horse, the earth horse, or metal horse. You have these different elements that are associated, and those elements play a role when you understand. That's where I'm going to have to do more research and study, because my friend went a little bit more in depth at one time, because he studied. Of course, he was the one that put me up on it, and he explained how you can get a better in-depth analysis once you learn about the different elements that are involved, and what you're compatible with, or what do's and don'ts, etc. So that's my time. Appreciate you all for joining me. If you all like the video, please don't forget to thumbs up, share this video. Let me know in the comment section if you guys can comment. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time. Also, I forget one last thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my backup channel at Dorsey's Resource 873. Be sure to head over to my backup channel at Dorsey's Resource 873. So whenever I put out new content over there, you guys will be able to get access to that information. So without further ado, appreciate you all. Have a blessed and wonderful morning or nighttime, wherever you're at. Until next time, take care. Deuces.